You know, you're driving your car, and I'm always shifting gears. There's the radio playing. You're listening to that song. The song reminds you of some interaction you had with a pretty girl a few weeks before, kind of a thing. You're looking at your gas gauge, and you're thinking about where you're going, and you're going to work, and what you're supposed to do there. All these things are always flooding our minds. I was kind of a ruffian as a kid, and we would do bad shit. My mom was going through this phase where she was an alcoholic, and she was around, but she wasn't really there. It made it easy to be a scoundrel. I would go out and I'd spray paint trains, and it was running from the cops and going to people's garages and stealing booze, and it was exciting to feel like we were in control of what we were doing. I was smoking weed and sitting by the water, and off the side of the canyon, we see this rope fly down off the edge, and what the fuck are these guys doing, man? 55-year-old guy, and he has his nipples pierced, and he's got tattoos all over, and he's got braided pigtails. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go up this thing. He's like, do you want to try? So I grabbed onto a hold on the wall, and before I even knew it, it was so fluid and so quick, and I was at the top of that wall. And the guy lowered me down to the ground. He's like, dude, I think you're gonna be a climber, man. Fuck, dude, it's just starting to dig its fucking talons into me. I really like this. Basically, a project can be anything you're inspired by. If it haunts your dreams at night, just thinking about it. This thing, Public Enemy, on the New River Wall in Clear Creek, is a new grade for me. I've probably tried it at least, probably 20 times. It is the same process as every other project I've ever done. Being beat down and beat down.
Do I think it's gonna go down? Yeah. You always think it's gonna go down. You prepared for it and all that shit, but who knows?
When you get your ass kicked by something, the reality of what just happened is so raw and vivid, and you remember every moment of it. I think that's super important, to constantly see yourself for who you are, what you can do, and then if you want to, change that.
Now it's kind of just a dance. It's choreographed. I just gotta do it. Yippee!
You go down to the base of it, and you're taking these deep breaths, and
got the pre-send jitters, man.
And then you set off, and it's like you kind of black out, and you get into what so many people call the flow state, or you forget about your girlfriend, you forget about the beer waiting at the end of the climb, you forget about your buddy on the other end, politics, work, anything. This single point focus comes in, and you are just thinking about the perfection of the move. I'm there. I'm nowhere else. And it is moment by moment, I can see and feel everything that I'm doing. There's so much beauty in that moment, that pure focus of the present.
Some of the fat. Finding the beta. Still an ass kicker, though.
There was something different about that day. It was just, I felt so relaxed and so mellow. The weather was rolling in. There was this dark, ominous clouds kind of creeping on the horizon over there, and I just wanted to get after it before I had second thoughts, or before the weather did.
Come on, buddy.
I remember focusing in on my breath, and my breath kind of being the calming sensation or the calming action that reminded me to be cool. It was perfect, man. It was so perfect. The moment, just everything became silent. I didn't hear, the apparent lightning in the background, or, the thunder, the rainstorm starting to build. I had done it, man. I had fucking solved it. It wasn't for the rest of the canyon. It wasn't for the guys at the bottom of the cliff. It was just for me.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Oh, long time coming. I said it just in time, man. This is a fucking nightmare out here. Clipping the chains and like looking back and seeing the rain. It was triumphant, man. I'm so psyched.
I've been sleeping better for the last few nights, you know? It's like the time and when I feel most control. It is the freedom that I yearn for, and it is like the pure control that I lack in my life and the rest of my life. I find in those moments. Climbing just has been this perfect art form that allows me to believe in greater things than me. It allows me to remember that if I chip away and I put the time in and that I put my heart towards something, that I can have it. Carrying that through the rest of my life is going to be the real kicker. Somebody else right now is death and taxes.
I don't know, maybe like a little bit of hangover and nausea is like the recipe you need to send sometimes. Really brings the try hard out. Nausea ain't gonna keep me down, no.